Sáquenme la botella que funda pa' gastarle. Esta noche tú y yo nos vivimos la película. Luce cámara, la acción después en mi recámara. En el duelo no se sabe quién ganará. So baile y baby, ese seguro y retrocede. Que me encanta la manera en que tú lo mueves.
Solo pégate un poquito pa' mí, que yo quiero enseñarte lo que yo tengo pa' ti. Lo que tengo pa' ti. Sé que te va a encantar como me tuyo. Dale, muévelo.
What is going on, Cowboy Nation? Welcome back to Primetime Studios. Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil, and welcome to the 1,000, not episode, but 1,000 subscribers to Primetime Studios. And, of course, my co-host, Gametime Bryan. Gametime, sir, welcome.
Wow. We are making it, baby. We are getting there. We're getting to where we want to go. I really appreciate the ride that me and Phil are on. And thank you, Phil. It's been fun. How is everybody doing tonight? Are we ready to talk draft or what? It's getting close. And I told you about Mark Holmes and Dan Saleo. You chumpies didn't believe me. I told you. Listen to Game Time when I talk. What's up, Phil?
Not much, man. As you see with the overlays, and we kind of had to switch it up. We were going originally on Saturday, but we had to switch it up because, of course, WrestleMania is this weekend, and it is something that you are going to be broadcasting, doing some stuff with. It's okay, man. It's okay. Easily adaptable. Luckily, I was already getting some stuff ready for the live broadcast. And, of course, I was like, the only thing I didn't make is my 1,000th subscriber overlay. And here it is, and our little party hats on the top and everything.
Bang.
But anyways, in the chat here on a Changing It Up Friday night is, of course, Isaac Ramirez. Oscar is in the house. My cousin Vinny. Mike Aldana.
My guy, Oscar.
Crystal Carmel Corn. Ronnie. Loyal Cowboy. Is Loyal Cowboy going to be joining you for the
Loyal Cowboy? Yes, Loyal Cowboy will be joining me tomorrow. I will be sending a link to Phil. Phil will join at some point. We're gonna have fun tomorrow, people. We are a football channel, but Game Time Bryan is all games, right? Yep. And I'm a big time wrestling fan. I've gotten more into it as of late with the return of The Rock and. Wrestling matters again, and I thought it would be fun to do a live stream.
Nice.
East side.
Let me continue it on. I got Brad Harris, of course, representing in here. Jeff Lee is in the house. Let's see who we're going down here. You got Nikes, and then Eastside Herald, of course, with his nice Houston Texans doing some crazy shit over there on the other side of Texas, right?
Houston Texans are killing it.
They are, man.
You know what they're doing, Phil? They're putting all the chips in.
They're pushing
all of them in. They're putting the Teddy KGB right in the middle. Check. Now, I don't know. I don't know what's happening, though. Yeah, I hear you, Loyal. I hear you, brother. You need something to take your mind off of this shit show in Dallas. Exactly.
The lack thereof, everything. But no, there's something, coming in this weekend. Of course, I just wanted to thank everybody for making this channel something that I'm very, very proud of. As I go into this draft this year, feeling good, over 1,000 subscribers and still climbing. I feel like it's gonna definitely start to shoot up now. And again, I go into this draft very excited.
We'll get the call from ESPN, man. We'll do a podcast on like a YouTube, because that's where everything's going. The new media is YouTube, people. Me and Phil are going to be on ESPN. Or maybe it'll say, we're kicking Game Time to the curb, and we need to get a better, younger, better-looking guy. That's possible, and that's fine. But either way, I'm ready for the ride, baby. It's fun. I'm having fun, baby.
Yes, what's up, and as we get there, I saw there's a friend of mine. He's from Detroit, so he was sending me some footage of just they're already starting to build the stage area of the NFL draft inside their little location, and so you'll get more and more excited as we're covering more draft, more coverage is coming out. People, of course, with the mock draft. I think I see some of them are pretty lazy when I see some of these guys on the. I don't know if it's because at some point it just gets tedious or are these guys actually thinking of these needs or the possibility of somebody dropping down? Because sometimes when I see some of the picks that they have for the Cowboys, it just doesn't make any sense. And so that's what we're here to do, man. We're supposed to make some things make sense, and of course, some things that the Cowboys do don't make sense, right? The free agency, so on.
Yeah, Brian and Phil are drafting our picks instead of the Muppets.
Man.
Number one, Brad, I'm glad that the Muppets have taken a foothold, because I really think the Muppets are running our team. And I'm glad that you use Muppets. Thomas Garrett uses Muppets. I want everybody to refer to Jerry and Steven as the Muppets. And just remember that it started here. They are a bunch of Muppets. I think me and Phil could do a better job. And I'm not trying to be funny. With working with the scouts and working with Will McClay, I think we could navigate this draft better than Stephen Jones. I mean, let's
be real. If somebody actually talked to us about a player, we wouldn't be totally blindsided. We would, those are the things that kind of piss me off.
That's what I'm saying. Stephen Jones didn't know who DeAndre Swift was.
And to not talk to the rest of the year.
Yeah. It was Swift. Swift.
And not to talk to anybody else in the whole room. I mean, you don't know.
Whether you want him or not, do your job. You're the general manager. You got to go to the guy who knows football. Just because you walk around with a 40 clock, in your hand, you don't know shit, brother. I don't care that you played college ball. You don't know. Like, Will McClay gets paid the big bucks to evaluate talent, him and the scouts. Let them do what they need to do. So, again, let's hope that that's what happens this year. And, Brad, I know you're a little upset, but I'll be happy. I'll have my lollipops for Mark just in case, but I hope that we don't make a pick in the first round. But, anyway, we'll get to that. Go to your next point. Twiz, there's the gravy stirrer. What's up, Twiz?
Yeah, as you were saying, they're talking a little bit about wrestling. Like, I remember growing up, because Jeff Lee's talking about, smell what the Rock is cooking. I remember him as Kit Cavana growing up. I was like, I really liked his whole Rocky Maivia. Then all of a sudden The Rock. So I really followed him a lot. I'm getting a little bit more annoyed with him more recently, just because of some of his antics on sets like Fast and the Furious, or just the fact that he can't lose in certain battles and stuff. That's what I'm just like, you're taking away the art of somebody's storytelling. The final
boss is going to get his ass beat tomorrow night. I'm just calling it now. Somebody's turning.
So I remember as a kid, my uncle ended up taking me to SummerSlam, and it was the Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan, and oh man, that was, to me, it was that one was, because I was a big Warrior fan.
I think I saw the Undertaker's opening years ago, but his last time he came to Philly, I was getting ready to go to Vegas on a pool tournament, but I had bought tickets to a local show at the Wachovia, then the Wachovia Center in Philly.
Oh, I love Wachovia.
And it was the Undertaker. It was I bought suite tickets, and I totally mangled my ankle. It wasn't broken, but it was one of those sprains that it was so bad that I could barely walk on it, and I had to let my wife take my kids and one of my friends. So I was sitting home watching it. I'm like, Mom. And here it was the last time. It was the last time that the Undertaker was here local. I don't remember. I know I've seen him before, but the Undertaker opening was awesome. And
I saw Austin's last match as well.
Yeah. What's up, Elena? How are you? Hey, Crystal.
So
Mike Goldana.
As we continue on and talk about Cowboys, because we definitely have to kind of linger on the draft a little bit, because that's what everybody's kind of focused on. You don't see any kind of movement really. You saw some teams making assignments in the sense of extending their tackles, for example. But yeah, a lot of guys are really focused on the draft, and then you're not going to see any of that free agent stuff until after the draft, or of course the undrafted free agent starts, and then that next wave of just that bargain bin that the Cowboys. This is really where the Cowboys offseason really starts to begin. Is right after that draft. You get the draft going. You get and obviously everybody as a true Cowboy fan knows that. But I say as well too, those bargain linebackers that are left on the shelf. Is there anybody there right now that you see in possible free agents before we start jumping into the draft that you would like to go back and grab?
Well, Who would I like to go out and grab? Well, I'm not really like privy to the who exactly is out there.
Yeah, me neither. I'll be honest with you.
I really don't. Thanks for catching me off guard.
No.
Who's out there?
Well, I mean, is it a running back? Or is you got the talks of Zeke and of course Dalvin Cook as
we
well.
Talked about.
Yeah.
I made a video this morning on the way to work, and I was kind of, and I know, Brad, I'm not anti-Zeke. Zeke is more than.
Thank you, Brad.
Yeah, I know. Reader's gone, Vinny. I know, buddy.
No, JoJo.
He got a lot more than I thought he would.
What's up? The one and only Ron the Don Smith.
I don't have a problem with him coming back, but I'm confused. This team has got me confused. I mean, I'm hearing they're going to blow it up after this upcoming year. How can you blow it up? Phil, we don't have a lot of young, old players on the team. Okay, after this year, D-Law's gone. After this year, Brandon Cooks is gone. So if you're talking those two, okay, who else do we have on the team that's so old? We don't. Okay, maybe
Zach Martin,
the safety, and Zach Martin. There you go. Zach Martin might retire.
Yeah, retire. So it's like there's certain things there. I mean, you don't want to move away from a guy like Zach Martin, but
I think Zeke's coming back. I think Gilmore's not. With the signing of Jordan Lewis, I think that spelled the end of Stephon Gilmore.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. That means Zeke will get his 21. He can't have 15 because that's Trey Lance.
Mm-hmm.
We need to see Eric Scott Jr. We need to see Mukwamu. We need to see Nation.
Fehoko. How about Fehoko, man? I want to see that defensive lineman. I really want to see that defensive lineman.
I'm excited about Fehoko.
Yeah.
Very excited.
Especially with an offseason that he's going to have. I mean, it's just, I feel like there was a reason why he was held to the side and no tape was really put out there for him. Because, I mean, his college tape is he's got a motor on him. So, but I mean, you weren't really hearing anything from camps. You weren't hearing anything from even YouTube guys that were there at the camp. Any of that stuff. It's just something you did not hear. You're seeing Marvin Overshone as well.
What's up, Ronnie?
His workout stuff. He's looking really good, walking really good. It's just, again, I love him in the sense of he's going to just be a slingshot, just a bullet out of a gun, just coming out of that back, just right into that backfield. But I worry sometimes because we didn't get that rookie year yet. You didn't get to make the mistakes out on the field. He didn't get to take advantage of. So, I want to see his development. I want to see something, and I sure as hell want to see him in a number 0 jersey. Let's be real.
Yeah, I think he's going to wear the 0 too. Something's telling me that he's going to wear the 0. Vinny, I did not see the workouts. Ronnie, they're calling it reloading now. Yeah,
I did see the
there's
workout.
no way, Ronnie. There's no way it's a reload. Even then, we have so many young players on the team that I find it funny. Okay, so if we trade,
almost every position has a young guys that are coming up from it.
Especially with Tyron gone. There's not
TJ
many,
Bass, Brock Hoffman. Okay. You got you got Richardson in that offensive line. Let's go defensive line. So I mean, there's still guys that need to prove themselves that are young on that defensive line. There's guys in the secondary that, for example, Bryan was talking about, Eric Scott Jr. You gave up save up some draft picks from this year to go up and get him last year. So I mean, this is a good draft this year. So I mean, I would love to do what Bryan is saying and trade back and be able to get some value from those picks. I just, I want to see it, man. I want to see some activity. Just you're poking at the Cowboys with a stick and you're like, do something, man. Just freaking do something. So Will McClay, of course, is going to have to come out and kind of really do his thing. And now that they got the scouts, of course. Do you feel like with that Deuce Vaughn pick last year, do you feel like it was a waste?
I don't, because I think we're going to see stuff out of Deuce. I really do. I don't expect this team, Phil, to do what I want and trade down and trade down again. I think what they're going to do, I think they're going to pick at 24, and then I think they maybe trade down from their second pick just a few spots to recoup that 4. I think that's going to happen. But I think I got news for you. If a Byron Murphy drops to us at 24, you may have to take him. He is that good. Now,
he's good,
I don't know. I think
I told you.
I mean, he's that good.
Yeah.
If a Brian Thomas Jr. drops to us at 24,
You take it.
we probably have to take it or use it as draft capital or trade down. I would do that. I wouldn't take him, but again, I'm not going to argue it. As long as you can recoup that for dropping down in the second round, just know you're going to lose some guys that you may want in the second. As long as you don't drop down too far.
Yeah, I know.
That's team. Hey,
yeah,
Arena,
I don't want to drop a big dramatic drop. I like what you're saying. You drop 2 or 3 picks, drop another 2 or 3 picks when you can kind of determine what's going to maybe fall off the board. If you're looking at 5 guys and you drop 8, that's not good. It's but that's very basic common bull. It's just, let's be real. It's just if you're not following those kind of rules, then this is the reason why you're putting yourself out to pasture. So that's one thing the Cowboys have done well. I mean, yes, you're looking at some of these guys. I think a lot of people try to point out the fact that the Cowboys, there's none of those players from so and so year on here. Well, a lot of them didn't make the cut. Let's be real. And then some of them we couldn't pay everybody. I mean, there was a big chunk of them that went and got paid other places. Even Noah Brown went out and got paid somewhere. Like, they're talking about him, number 4 receiver and stuff like that. That's true. That's what he's going to be now, is the number 4 receiver. But that's what he should be. Let's be real, man. He should be a number 4 or 5 receiver. So, I'm interested to see what the strategy is. Is it best player available, or is it need that we're going to? Because I think it's best player available, because guess what? You need everything.
You need everything.
So anyways, so we got into this past year. So one thing I wanted to point out, and you talked about it a little bit, is we go into the Stephon Diggs thing. They gave up that second round draft pick, but it looks like it's just they voided those 2 years with the whole thing, and now they're going to drop. He's going to be the 1 year, and then he's going to go into free agency, right?
That's crazy. Stephon Diggs is going to be a free agent after this year.
And
East Side, I think it was a great move by the Texans.
I think so too.
Reason.
Yeah,
well,
I agree too.
Yeah, well, go ahead. Let me hear your opinion.
No,
I'll follow up.
Well, that's what I was saying. It's just like, your second round pick. You switch some stuff at the end, but dude, that's like, it's like renting somebody from the Wild West, just assassin. You're
gonna get the best out of Stephon for 1 year.
Yeah,
you're not gonna get a diva. You're not gonna get a guy who's getting a pay. And now he's getting a $3 million raise, and he has to earn a big contract. Most likely somewhere else. Most likely he won't be back. They're doing the old all-in.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing about it is, too, it's just even if they voided those things and he walks away, he could end up loving it there and turn around and sign a long contract. So it's not out of the it's not out of the question that it could, because that's a young quarterback, and if you feel like that quarterback can do anything, you can see how many times he was getting frustrated on that sideline with Josh Allen. And if it's not that way, and think about what's his other wide receiver that was taking the Gabe. I mean, there wasn't any stars.
Gabe Davis.
So you had some guys that were okay, but you didn't. You almost have 3 potential number 1s there at Houston in the wide receiver category that, you can understand why you may not be getting the ball. At least your team is moving the ball. But and when he was in Buffalo, that wasn't the case, man. It was just you had your quarterback running all the time and throwing interceptions. So.
Yeah, I hear you, man.
Let's see, Ronnie. He says, "How about the 6'8", 350 dude Fish was talking about on the 30 visits?" There's actually quite a bit of guys. Is it Mims? You talking about Mims? Mims? I'm thinking Mims.
Talking offensive line.
Right, those stats are right there. I think those stats are right at that where he's at, 6'8".
Yeah, Mims.
If not Patrick
Mims,
Paul.
You're talking. Maybe the defensive tackle isn't that
Fish
isn't that big. So it has to be Mims. It has to be some
I
sort
would think
of
Mims.
offensive
Mims
lineman.
is the guy that I would be thinking it would be.
Yeah.
But anyway, so going into it, you're hoping best player available. You've jumped on a couple of scenarios where if it drops down, it's kind of, you see any kind of a mixture. I mean, do you see something kind of like throwing a bomb into the whole monkey, the whole monkey wrench type of thing? Like a couple of years. Let's see, the Jeremy Tunsil. All of a sudden, he's going to be the top, 4 or 5 pick, and then all of a sudden, this video comes out.
This is what we need. We need like a Troy Faltanu to Like, we need a gas mask video to surface with him, and then we could take him at 24. That would be the perfect pick for me, or a Fuaga, somebody who can come in and just nail it day one, left tackle, leave Tyler at left guard. I mean, that would be great. But no, I think one of the mock drafts that me and Phil did a few days ago, or the last time we, I think we're going to get wiped out for the most part with offensive line. I don't think Mims may be there, but Mims is a reach, people. Mims is a big time reach. I'm getting blowed up. Everybody's texting me. There you go. Thanks, Loyal. He sent me a picture of the Muppets. Thanks, big guy. But yes, not really, Phil. Like I said, if I had to pick, I would say Byron Murphy, Troy Fultano, and who would be the other guy? Jackson Powers Johnson's dropping like
quite a bit.
I mean, he's dropping, man. I mean, for reasons that obviously it's injury related. I'm hearing he may go in the second round now. So if you could drop down and still get him or Barton, that's my dream.
Yeah, Barton. Yeah, Graham Barton would be another dream guy that I would kind of be sitting there. If
that
he's
would
there.
be like my dream scenario. Yeah. Yes.
I'm seeing more stuff.
I think offensive line is big.
I'm seeing. I was seeing the work by Guyton at the Pro Bowl, the Senior Bowl, and again, we talked about how he has a huge body. He can get himself between the person and the quarterback. I think he's a little slow because of his size. But again, he could be like a Tyler Smith. You end up getting a guy that's
Well, think of this. Think of this, Phil. You got Zach Martin may retire after this year. Okay, it's possible. That's the rumor. Okay, let's not take right tackle out of the mix as well. Everybody wants to say, "Oh, yeah, we just signed Terrence Steele."
No, man,
Terrence Steele
shove Steele inside
and play right guard.
He's struggling a little bit with that kick out. He's struggling with that kick out, kick in.
And we'll know whether it's injury or he struggled his rookie year. Maybe it's this offensive line coach doing different hand techniques, and every offensive line coach is different. We've seen this before, so we'll see. But you could slide him into right guard the following year. So don't rule out going out and getting a guy who's a right tackle necessarily.
Dude, there's so many of them sitting there that I could get excited about. Let's just be real. There's a lot of right tackles right now
that can't play the left side. Yeah. That's fine. I mean, you have to look at that. I don't think Zach's long for this league.
Stick Tyler Smith out there if you're really feeling Steele. Stick Steele at the guard position,
and
then
want to leave Tyler at guard. Unless one of these dream scenarios happens where a Fultano.
Well, Fultano, you need a guy like that. If he drops you, he's your left tackle. Then you're feeling good about your left tackle.
Guy to drop.
Yeah,
exactly. He would come in, bam, done.
There's your left tackle is taken care of. Now let's go ahead and get that other part of the offensive line. I think again, Oscar, the third round, fourth round, you can pick an interior lineman that can really do some damage for here. So I get very excited about a lot of the possibilities, because when you look at every position, there are one or two that are kind of weak. But when you look at every position, there's, again, like we've said before, there's at least 5 or 6 people that you can kind of get excited about. After that first wave of first rounders, you can definitely get excited about the next wave. Those are usually those stars. Those are the guys that become the Hall of Famers as well. How many times you look back at some of those teams that we had, and that's the meat and potatoes, right, man? That middle of the draft?
Yeah. What's up, Clemente? This is going to the draft at me, big guy.
So I'm gonna click on this next overlay. So I apologize. This one is one of those you make it and you're like, what the hell are you thinking, kind of thing. And then I was like, hey, it just came up, so I did it. So
there you go. Look at it. That looks like a little. That looks a little bit like a Star Wars type,
like a stormtrooper type. Like I did it with the helmet, they're walking through the desert. I was trying to tell it because I was kind of like trying to figure out the whole free agency. I was like, we're in a big desert and it's just dry because we're not doing anything in free agency. But I was like, hey, you know what? I can use this for something else. So.
I like it, dude. I like it.
My girl looked at it and was like, really? And I was like, well.
I'm on the right, so I'm good. I'm the little guy, so that's cool. I like it. I had a wardrobe malfunction. I mean, I had a a malfunction shaving. I was in a rush and I grabbed my Manscaped thing. I'm like, oh my God! I looked at, I went
Just
all the way
uneven.
down.
You're like,
I took it clean. It makes me look a little chubby in the face. I know I got a baby face, but by draft time, it should be good again. I apologize. It is what it is. Sometimes you just got to take her down. So it's down. You won't see it like this until the summer, but it is what it is, man. Babyface Bryan. Babyface for WrestleMania.
Yep.
It's time to finish the story, right, people? What's Twiz saying now? Primetime best graphics in the game. You know it, Twiz.
Thank you, man. I
appreciate that.
Thank you. Thank you.
You know it.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, as we grow this channel, that's what's going to put us over the top. You know, you got me like running my mouth, but at the same time, look at the graphics.
We can look good while we're running our mouth and getting shit wrong, like, right? Okay,
I don't know. I might.
We get a lot of stuff right. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. We do get a lot right.
I don't know, man. The Mystic might be.
Can you talk to Wiley for me? Ooh. I need to talk to Wiley.
David
I got to talk to the chef. You know. Thank you, Verity. I really appreciate that. But or you know we'll talk later about it as well too. So I just
we'll talk.
You know, I'm interested in this thing, man. We're about one. Oh, what's going on? Is the
stop the clock here. I want to just say something. I didn't get a chance to text you this. I was watching it as Phil sent me the link.
No, go ahead.
Your spot on Dan Saleo was that was really good. You know, I knew that was happening. I had broke it to everybody, and I heard all the shit talkers. Oh, Dan would never let him on. Mark, you did a wonderful job. You actually knew the names and pronounced the names right. Thank you. You did yourself a service. No, but all joking aside, we knew that was happening. All the trolls want to run their mouth. Oh, Dan would never let Mark on. Yeah, he did. Why? Because he looked him up and saw how big he was.
Mark, I got this one for you. Why. I got a little quip for you, man, when you come on.
What's up? Yo, you the man, yo. You around, homie?
That guy just call you the Godfather?
Must be joking around or something. I don't know.
There you go, man. There you go. Respect for Mark, man. Of course. 3 weeks away. He's talking about how we're going to be knee deep in it, and we are, man. It's going to be it's Friday. We'd already be deep in maybe the second, third round. Well, I guess we get into the second and third right now, right? So yeah. I'm interested to see how some of these other teams as well, because just because the front of the draft, I think. You're hearing different combinations. Of course, your first round draft pick, the first pick of the draft, that's kind of solidified unless somehow they throw a little monkey wrench in there. But it's that next couple of picks after that I think people are back and forth to which quarterback might be going. But you can almost say that 3 quarterbacks are going to go in the top 3 to 5 picks easily. And then I think that's where you may have he might go here. Oh, the wide receiver Marvin Harrison here. You got your guesses, but last year, of course, they were talking running backs and how the value of running backs and Gibbs and of course Robinson, and then they go very early in that first round. So there's a lot of talent. Do you see anybody that was a potentially draft pick that was a second, third round, a guy that maybe you like that maybe picked it earlier than some? Because how the Raiders love to do that. Like the wide receiver. The one that, for example, that's the fast one. Mitchell, right?
Well, you say wide receiver. There's a guy that they brought in on their 30 visit. I'm looking for his name now. His last name is where is he? Corliss, unless he's already gone. Yeah, let me look here.
Pearlso or whatever you're talking about? Yeah, like the one from Florida. I'm not sure.
Oh no. Malachi Corley, wide receiver out of Western Kentucky, 5'11", 215. He's going to go early second round. Malachi Corley was one of their lone wide receiver prospects that they brought in on the down low. His comp is Deebo Samuel. He plays like a Deebo. He's a little raw with his route running, but Malachi Corley out of Western Kentucky is going to be he's going to be a big guy. Hands off Corley. Why, you want Corley to his? Yeah, Corley is going to be really good in this league, but the secret's out on him. There's no more secret. So if you want to take him,
gotta get him when you want
not
him.
make it to your pick in the second round. Hopefully he'll make it there. But Malachi Corley, Western Kentucky, if we could somehow get him, he's a Debo. Now he doesn't run the best of routes. You got to find a way to get the ball in his hand. But with the ball in his hand, he's dynamic. But again, Debo Samuel, and I think we'd all agree, Eagle fans, Cowboy fans, he's a handful. So if we can get one of those guys, that would fit perfect as a receiver 3 in this league.
Yeah, I mean, I'm all excited about getting
That's
that.
my
I
guy.
mean, that's why I could be okay with getting a Brian Thomas Jr. or a Keon Coleman or
Yeah, twins, probably. That's
Wilson
why I
from
said
Florida
trade
State,
down.
the other guy as well. So there's some wide receivers here that, man, I would not
What's
get
up,
pissed
Curtis?
off.
There he is.
Obviously, I'd be upset because I want an offensive lineman. I want some guys to protect the quarterback, whether it's Dak or whether it's the future stuff. I want to continue to build that. If that first one doesn't pick, let's just keep picking offensive lineman the first pick, and then everything else after that. But if you continue to do that, man, you can be back to where you were when Travis Frederick was on this team. I just truly believe you need to pick in that first 1 to 2 rounds in order to really kind of build this offensive line back up. We got a lot of question marks, and there's a lot of guys, there's at least a handful of guys that if you draft, you don't feel those question marks. You're like, okay, at least that spot is taken care of. It's just what direction are they going to go? Do they value a position like the center position, or do they feel like they got a guy like Brock Hoffman that can do the job? Are they even taking into consideration his injuries and stuff like that? So I mean, there's a lot of questions. Again, that's what this whole Cowboys team is, just a bunch of questions right now. And unfortunately, that's how it is, man. Until we get past the draft and all this free agency, we're not going to get much else after that.
Yeah.
Now, let me ask you a question as well. This one's going to be kind of, would you be upset, and do you think that there's a possible position available for getting another tight end through this draft?
I don't. I wouldn't draft a tight end. Maybe bring one in free agency right after the draft. You know how Dallas does that.
Mm-hmm.
They're one of the, not to toot their own horn, but they will spend their money when it comes to the unrestricted free agent acquisitions right after the draft.
Yep.
They're talking to players in the 6th round, saying, "Yo, if you go undrafted, what's your price?" Basically, because that's what's I was telling you before. Sometimes when you get to the 6th and 7th round, you'd rather not be drafted. That way, you can pick your spot and get a little something with a little bit of front money, where you can get extra money. So, I like John Stevens. He's also recovering. Everybody forgets all the people we have in system already. John Stevens, ACL tear. He was the best tight end, and that's including our stud. So, everybody forgets David Durden, the wide receiver. Everybody, obviously we all know Overshown. We had a flurry. ACL was the injury of choice last year. So, no, to your question, I like John Stevens to be our tight end 3, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, I love Weed. I appreciate that, man. Saying congratulations, Primo 1000. Many, many more on the way. Who's the peach fuzz guy on your left? Who's the peach guy?
Me? Yeah, I know, man. It's gone. I'm white. I'm like real pale because there's no sun out in this part of the country that I live. But don't worry, it'll be back to us. I had a Manscaped issue. I'm glad it was up top. I'm glad it was the drapes or the curtains and not the drapes. Anyway.
My goodness.
What up? I love weed. What up?
Are you? Is he going to be at the draft? Anybody going to be? Who's? Because I know you've gotten some names that are going to be
going to the draft.
So I'm curious if anybody in here is, because obviously
I don't think so.
Ultra is Ultra going?
Yeah, he bailed out. He got mad at the mods and he basically said good luck at the draft and blocked me. So, whatever. I listen, man. At the end,
why you got to be an ass, Brian?
Yeah, I'm an ass. I was. I'll leave it at that. It's all my fault. Thank you. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be somebody. It was supposed to be Felix Rojas was supposed to hang out with us, but he's having. I think he's having knee replacement. He's
Oh,
getting one
Curtis.
done, then he's getting the other one done. Curtis, can he get Jimmy Johnson to help with the NFL draft as a lock? Steven and Jerry in the closet. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to
Vinny,
hijack
I'm
that
a
shit.
tough guy, right?
Tie them up in the closet, throw it in there, draft for them. Be like, it's too late, man. The draft is already done. But I wanted to pick a wide receiver. But I wanted to pick a kicker in the first round. Like, it's a crazy ass senile shit he's doing.
Coming and hanging out, but
Brad.
we find a local like gambling.
Okay.
I'm sure Detroit's got
Gotta have
an
something,
off track betting.
Gotta
You
have
bring
something.
the girl, and then come hang out at the draft. Dump her at the casino. Make sure you head back, get her a buffet or something. But come hang out with the boys at the draft. Anyway, I'm going 25%. There you go. Come on, look. Last time I told you it was 25. We need to up that number a little bit, just a little bit.
So-
Brad, you're looking out for Bryan. Vinny, I don't know, man. It's a long story. We'll leave it at that. But it is what it is. I don't know. I'm a nice guy. I don't know why people got to be dicks, but whatever.
So
Whatever.
when I'm going into the draft, because
Do your thing.
I'm going to talk a little bit about defense now, part of the draft part. When I've done my mock drafts, I have at least trying to walk away with 2 linebackers. What do you think? And the chat, I would love to see your opinion on this. How many linebackers would you like to walk away with in this draft that you would feel at least you're trying to build your linebacker room? Because right now, Kendricks is a lone mother, and you got, Damone Clark in there, which you're happy about. You got Overshown and stuff. But again, you still need to add some more bodies into this linebacking core. I feel 2 would be my want at least. What are you feeling? At least 1, what?
Yeah, I think we get 2. I think we get 1 in the draft, and we get 1 in free agency. After
Defense
the
tackle,
draft.
definitely, Vinny.
Yeah, I think look out for Wallace.
Oh, Vinny, yeah.
Trayvon Wallace. I
Okay.
really think that's going to be. That would have to be a second-round guy, but again, if we could drop down, get that 4th. maybe drop
PFF,
down
I think
again.
PFF gives him a way worse score as
Yeah.
well too. Like I think it's pretty bad. It's just everybody has their different things.
You got to look at though Zimmer and what he likes. He's
Well,
a bigger, and that Ford out of Texas. I know that the Cowboys brought him in on a 30 visit. He's a bigger.
He gets a
thumper
low.
type of
PFF
guy.
also gives him a low
Yeah.
grade as well too. So it's kind of crazy, Some of these different ones
Yeah,
and where they
again,
have them. So it always makes me
PFF is in
wonder.
their own world.
Well, it always
sometimes.
makes me wonder where the scouts are actually at. How it compares across the rest of the league. Where they put them at as well too. So it's just, it's a very fascinating science because there is no absolute, this team has it down pat. Yeah, everybody misses at some point, even if you're really, really good at it. And even if you're really, really bad at it, eventually you're going to strike some gold. You got the Raiders for all those years, and then all of a sudden they pick Nnamdi Asomugha or whatever like that, and Prince of Mukamura or something like that.
Colson to us.
And then you're like, okay, they can pick some first round draft picks, but you can name a crap load that you're just like, yeah, I don't remember that dude,
Yeah, definitely.
So-
Curtis says you find Mike Zimmer get the defense stronger. Mike Zimmer is going to be a real good improvement. He plays the type of defense that I like to watch and I like my team to have.
A
He
winning
plays
defense?
an
Is that why?
aggressive,
A winning defense.
well, like an aggressive A gap, come right at your ass, disguise. That's what I like.
So you think he's the
whereas
type
Quinn-
of coach that if he knows he has a weakness, he's going to try to mask it? He's going to try to help it? I don't know. Like,
Oh, he's going to mask it.
God,
He going to attack your weakness. Now, again, we can't sit here and crap on Dan Quinn because he's not here anymore. Dan Quinn
no. We were
was
crapping on him when he
unbelievable.
was here too, though, that season. Let's be real.
Unbelievable with turnovers, but everything else left a lot to be desired. Dan Quinn is very
He was amazing
stubborn.
on sacks as well until he needed to defend that run, and then the sacks dropped big time.
What did Parcells always used to say, Phil? You give me the bigger guy. Bigger guy always wins. And Zimmer likes the bigger guy.
Yeah, because he was against Dexter Coakley and Dat Wynn. He didn't really like those linebackers until they played.
Yeah, but then that and actually both of them,
Balled,
won
yeah.
him over. But they're only going to be successful if the guys up front, like a Mozzie Smith, was used the total wrong way. I'm not going to say Mozzie doesn't have anything to take blame for. Mozzie does, but what ended up happening was Dan Quinn used him as a 3 technique with slow feet. He's not a 3 technique. He's a 1 technique who's got to just stop, maybe get a couple feet into the backfield and hold his ground. Take a double team. Allow the linebackers to flow to the ball. That's what the 1 technique is all about. Now, that's the one thing that scares me with this draft. There's not many 1 techniques in the draft. It's a lost art. That's why I was upset when we lost Hankins. That's the only thing that bothers me. We need to find a 1 technique. I don't care if he's a free agent guy after the draft. Give me a guy, a big guy, who's just going to take on a double team, not get pushed back, hold his ground to allow our linebackers to flow freely.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to get to the quarterback, and that's great. But when you have a Micah Parsons, you don't need your guy in the middle to get to the quarterback. You don't.
What did Dirty say? I didn't even see it. Did it not pop
I don't
up?
know. Jerry Jones is going to the draft a cheerleader in the first round because that horny old man wants some glory hole. Hey, it is what it is. I'm not going to say it wrong, but we got to start the mocks. I know Mark's
I
guy
can't see him.
Yeah, he's there. Dirty Sanchez.
Yeah.
He's 1, 2. He's 4. He's 5 up from the bottom.
Yeah, it somehow went away. On my side.
Here we go. Another one of those
mystery things. Yeah, stupid.
Who was invisible before? Do we remember?
Ultra Cowboy was invisible for the longest time. Yeah. So yeah, I don't see Dirty Sanchez just disappeared because I saw him when he first came in there. So that's interesting.
All right. Well, I'll read off his
Dirty Sanchez. You talking because it's Oregon? You think it's? Yeah.
I like Brandon Dorless.
Yeah, he's
like
a good even tackle. That's why I try not to, other than Bo Nix. I'm a big Bo Nix fan. I really like him. So that's why I don't try to talk too much about the other guys. Jackson from the corner is pretty good, but I try not to, just because, of course, everybody's going to think I'm a homebody. There's a lot of the Florida State guys that I like. And I have a lot of defense for them. So I would love to see us pick up some of their defensive ends, some of their linebackers, just corners, somebody. I'm not against getting a corner in this draft. Are you against that? Just not high, obviously.
No. Listen, if you do what I want to do and trade down a couple of times, no. There's a few corners I like. I love Melton out of Rutgers. The pro. I really like him. But I mean, there's a lot of guys I like. There's safeties that I think, now that we have Zimmer.
That's the one position I did not look up a lot, is safety. I'll admit.
Yeah, I think Hicks out of Washington State. You got Bullock. There's a couple people that I really like.
There's Ultra.
Zimmer's scheme. Just remember, Zimmer's scheme. He has to have a really smart, intelligent safety.
I don't know. Maybe Washington. I don't know. I don't know about the Eagles, but maybe Washington. One of those. As of right now. Unfortunately.
Yeah, I called Eagles winning the division too, Ultra. I did.
It's as of right now as it sits. It's one of those two. It's one of those two. Yeah.
That's fine with me. Go
yeah.
ahead and win your division. Get it out of the way.
Motherfuckers need to do something. I feel like punching him. It's like, I'm with those Cowboy fans that if somehow we see Jerry there or we see Steven, let's boo the shit out of them. I'm not against that. Just because we gotta let them know. I mean, obviously the merchandise is always going to sell, all that stuff. So we need to be able to voice our opinion, man.
You agree with it, Twiz? Yeah, Ultra. I actually enjoy an occasional bad year because I love the draft and I love getting high picks.
The
worst thing I hate, Phil. The one thing I hate is this friggin' being in purgatory.
28,
and this is what I call 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29. That's all purgatory. 30, 31, 32.
Yeah,
that
Vinny,
means
we need to keep that tradition.
You were real close.
We need to keep that tradition. I've met Steven a couple of times through where I've worked. Yeah, I've met him a couple of times and had conversations with him. But this is when I first was at the beach club. And so because they would have the competition committee, so you got to meet guys like Fisher, Coach Fisher, Tomlin. What was his name? The GM originally for Atlanta, Rich. Anyway,
Rich McKay.
Rich McKay. There it is.
Rich
there it
McKay?
is. Yeah. Yes.
Bang.
I always thought about it because when I was local as well, so he was like you would see him in Tampa for the longest time before he got a lot of those other positions. I didn't know if he was going to end up getting the commissioner job as well, but there needs to be something. Obviously we're all excited to always see them and stuff, but again, you got the mayor of the city talking about how they're trying to pamper the Chiefs to come over and stuff. I don't blame him. I mean, it's bullshit, but I still don't blame him because you're treating it like you're a donut shop down the road. You're just looking for profit, man. You're representing a whole fucking city. Sorry, excuse my language, but you are. You need to get your shit together, man. You need to shoot for that one goal, not just to get by and have profits in the green.
Yes, I do know. What happened?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna watch it. No, stay safe. Enjoy the weekend. I'm out. Okay. He's like, all right, I did my thing. Peace. Michael Danny says, sorry, I'm being quiet for the chat. I'm rewatching the Mark Holmes. I'm gonna end up looking at it so I can see how it went and everything as well too. So I know he had like a quick thing as well. So going into this draft, of course, we got the trip going on. You guys are going to be traveling in the van, going there. We're going to be there live. I don't know if we're going to be broadcasting exactly at the time of this stuff. I know during the first round, we're definitely going to be going either alternating or going crazy with it. Is there anything in this draft in the sense of Detroit you're looking forward to? I mean, I know with me, I'm looking forward to the food. Anytime I go to new cities, I'm big into what's being cooked there. I have a friend, coworker. He used to live in Detroit, so he's giving me all these places that we can go. Anything of the city of Detroit that you're getting excited about?
Maybe I don't know that we're gonna have much time to go outside. I mean, it is a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How do we not stop there at some point? But I don't know. Mark, you're gonna be streaming everything.
Yeah, exactly.
You'd be streaming me, eating my flapjacks. He's got a camera on. Yeah,
taking a shower.
I told Phil, you gotta have your head on a swivel.
I'm brushing my teeth over here. Phil's in the shower. I was like, what the hell?
Exactly. Exactly.
No. So, there's not a lot. I mean, again, we're ramping up for the draft. I think there's names that you're looking up. I think as we get closer, there's going to be more names they're trying to get familiar with, especially as we get into those later rounds. There's guys that we like that we've been pointing at that, let's just be real, they're fan favorites. I've seen other mock drafts from other teams picking these exact guys as well, so they're on other people's radars. And that's where there's certain teams, like I know there's been a couple of them in the past previous years where there'll be like a team like Jacksonville. There's be somewhere where you're like, okay, man, they had a draft that I'm wishing that, hey, that represents my mock draft. A couple of things, so I'm hoping that, at least one or two of the guys that we picked, Cowboys are going to grab, because I mean, how often do they grab those guys? I know I've had picked mine. I think I only get at least one or two. I think Jake Ferguson was one of my guys that I kept picking, and we were able to grab him. But for the most part, I mean, those offensive linemen that we're talking about, I mean, you would not be surprised if they picked a Tyler Guyton, right?
Yeah, that's like the guy that if he's there and they can't trade down, they're going to end up. That was my original, Tyler Guyton. That was my original. So.
Well, Brian, I don't know much we can talk about otherwise the draft and stuff. We talked about most of the positions as well. I mean, coaches are kind of solidified. News are going to kind of slow down. We can kind of do ifs, ands, and buts. You're going to see things on Twitters in the sense of what Zeke, possibility, of course, Cooks. Those things will ramp up as well. Maybe even possibly talks of trade during the draft. I don't know how far that can go, because how much value do you have in a lot of these positions? So, Brian, anything you want to say to the people in the chat before we get out of here?
Are we doing mock drafts tonight or no?
We can do a mock draft. If that's what we want to do. Let's stick it up then.
Yeah, the crowd wants to do a mock draft, and then we'll roll. I think we do. Do you just want to do a first rounder?
No. Let's go 5. I like the 5. Just in case you want to make some moves.
All right.
So I'm gonna pick. We're gonna go public opinion on this, okay?
Yeah. Why don't we have them? Wow. Okay. What do you-
A majority?
you mean okay?
No,
the
like
ratings.
we
the
could do it
ratings.
as well with them picking the majority of what they would go with.
Yeah, the
as
problem
well.
is with the delay. I don't know how that's going to work.
It's not too much of a delay, so that's a nice thing. I know how to work my shit. Like, tell me when you see it on yours. Yep, you're not looking up. So I can see
Sorry,
it
I
on.
was texting my friends. A kid got in a car accident, so
Ooh.
I'm getting
Oh.
updates on everything. Yeah, I don't know what happened. So yeah, I mean, I see it.
Okay, so I just picked right now the trades. So Kansas City is our closest guy at 32 that they're willing to trade. The only thing I don't like about the PFF one is that you have to kind of make the trade combo, instead of them offering.
Yeah,
okay?
yeah.
Like, who the hell would call you up and go,
That's
well,
why
what
I
do you
said
want?
it.
Well, what do you want? Like,
Yeah,
man, get the
yeah,
crap
yeah.
out of here, man. Like, you buying a card. What do you want? What do you want?
But it does give you the percentage of trade. So where are we at? We're at 24.
We're at 24.
Thanks,
Kansas City wants to.
All right,
was
look
the
the
nearest
trade
one.
down. Oh, okay. So KC wants to trade.
Casey is the closest one that wants
Or what?
to trade. You could
Okay,
always offer a
okay.
trade to one of the other ones as well.
No,
too.
just use Kansas City. Who's on the board for them now?
Okay, so right now
Any
you got
receivers? Newton, Mims, Jackson, Powers, Johnson.
you got
Not
Mitchell,
really.
Mitchell, the fast one.
Lad McConkey. Maybe they want an offensive lineman. Maybe they want a Guyton. So just offer them. Yeah, let's just see if we can get to 32. Let's just see that.
So right now it's 45 possibly. I say you get more out of these guys.
I don't. Look, we're not gonna get sick. Oh, really?
Yeah, because you could get more out of these guys.
Maybe do. No,
I say
you're not gonna get
131.
that.
131. I think I will.
Okay,
try?
offer it.
Nope. I could
Yeah, I
always
didn't
say.
think so.
You could always say, "Hey, are you sure?"
Or we offer them 244.
Okay.
Let's see if they'll do that.
Boom.
There you go. So see how easy it is, people. So now, now we didn't pick. Now we're on the clock now, and look
So it
who's
looks
on
like
the board.
Kansas City ended up taking Nate Wiggins. They went with the cornerback to replace Snead that they just got rid of, right? They drafted.
Bang.
See that one makes more sense in that trade. They went up and they got their guy. Tyler Guyton went right next after. So I mean that would again maybe possibly the Memes went after Guyton. Look at that.
Yeah.
That
Mims is a risk because
The
he only
lack of
has
playing
8
time, yeah.
games played.
Yeah, but to me, like a championship style type of team, that's the difference, So, and of course, Kool-Aid ended up going to the Ravens. I think that one's not surprising there. That would be like a Ravens move, right?
Yeah.
That guy seems like it.
Yeah.
So right now we got to sit there. We got, of course, our center is still sitting there.
Well, I think you take I think you take him.
Yeah, I would agree.
You take Jackson Powers Johnson. You get the guy that you wanted. So
At the late in the draft, and you still got the 5th-year option in that pick. So that's amazing. It's amazing.
And what of our picks? Just look at our picks. What do we have as far as picks?
So now we have 56, 64, 87, 131, and 174.
See
so,
what I'm
and
saying,
that was
people?
just with
This is what we need. We got our center. I wouldn't go running back here. I would wait on that. I assume
I'd
Trey
agree.
Benson's gone yet.
No, Trey Benson, I'm going to assume is
Trey-
further down, but maybe let's take a look. Running back.
You
No,
can't
Trey
just
Benson.
go
Oh,
into
Trey
the
Benson is
position,
he's further down. They
He's
got
gone.
No,
Yeah,
he's there.
I would wait.
Jonathan Brooks,
See,
Jalen Wright.
See, that's just where everybody loves Pro Football Focus. That's ridiculous. Trey
Yeah.
Benson will be the first running back taken, people.
Yeah,
That's
I
just
can
a
see
bad-
Jonathan Brooks possibly being, even with the injury,
I don't.
Even with the
It's
injury, I
possible,
think he could
but
still.
Jalen Wright, Blake Corum, Bucky Irving over
These
Trey
are definitely-
Benson, that's
no.
just ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
But anyway, let's just hold off on that. That's why we're going to get a great draft here because sometimes our ratings are shitty.
Yeah.
Let's go with what we think they're going to do. Let's look at wide receiver. Since we got all these picks, let's look and see if our guy, Corley, is there.
Freaking, I love weed. Freaking. Okay, so who you picking? I'm sorry, I was laughing at his ass.
Let's go to wide receiver.
Okay, so wide receiver. Sorry.
Or Edgerrin Cooper. He's on the board. You know they love them some.
See,
Yeah.
Keon Coleman's not a bad pickup, man. That would not be a bad pick.
Yeah, so look how far down they have Corley. That's crazy. Me personally, what I would do, I would take Edger and Cooper. You get the number 1 linebacker on the board, but that's just me.
Yeah, I'm not against that as well. He's further down here, 62. So yeah, so do you want to pick him? I am not against that. Who would you guys pick?
If you're letting me do it. If you're going to let me do it.
Yeah, go ahead. Let's do it.
Give me my number 1 linebacker.
Okay, we're going to help
Or
solidify that
tackle.
run. That's
Who's
what I
your
like. I
defensive
like
tackle?
it. No. We're picking the linebacker. We're going to go and pick that linebacker. 64, you're sitting there.
All right, now what's our next number pick?
So 64 and then 87.
Okay, so we're not that far. We can get a running back next. So look at the tackles.
Well, you still got Jonathan Brooks there, which is nice, and then the defensive tackles is you got Dorless in there, and you got Sweat in there. You even got Chris Jenkins from Michigan that's sitting there. But that one again makes me all nervous. Those Michigan guys makes me nervous.
Yeah, I ain't taking.
Yeah, I love weed. You know that. That shit's like.
I love weed. We want Michael Hall Jr. I don't know how they. I think he's a 3-4 guy. Isn't Michael Hall a 3-4 guy? You know what I think they're going to take if this happened and they accrued this amount of picks? I think they would go with Hicks out of Washington State.
Do you think you take a safety, really?
Board?
Yeah, Jaden.
Yeah, he is the quarterback of the defense. He's your what's his name for the Minnesota Vikings? That's who he is. He is that good. You talk about reset and everything. I'm just saying. But if you want to take a running back,
I was gonna say I'd probably take.
Look at it.
I would either take something else on the offensive line or your defense. No, we haven't taken our defensive tackle, so that would probably be the next guy that I would want to take as a defensive tackle.
Yeah, I would go D tackle. Let's go get our D tackle.
It's either one of these.
Sweat if he's there.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. I would take Sweat a little bit over
because, and this is weed. I know, Michael Hall, you want him, but we need a guy who's gonna just, he's just not gonna be moved. He's gonna be helping our linebackers. Take Sweat. That's
him combo between Sweat and Cooper. Oh, that'd be great, great.
Yes. And this is what I'm saying, people. Do not get caught up in a name. If we don't get...
Look at that. Trey Benson sitting right there.
Powers Johnson, we could get Zach Frazier.
Trey Benson sitting right there. Jeremiah Trotter sitting there.
I would get our running back now.
Yeah, I would as well, too. Let's go Trey Benson. Boom. Let's take him.
Wait, hold up.
No, it's
we already
done.
got our center.
It's already done. It's gone.
Yeah. Okay, bang,
You're done.
bang.
I already ran it up. Oh! Are you kidding me? Who's the first guard sitting right there? Oh, this would be my
dude.
Yeah.
Suck him up.
Yep. That Cooper BB. That's my guard right there.
We got McKinley Jackson still sitting there. See what happens when you trade down, people. See what I'm saying? This is a beautiful thing.
So
and who's still there? They got Joe Milton, the quarterback.
Yeah,
What safeties are
there's
there?
a little part of me that wants to pick him up.
Look at receiver.
Okay, let's see receiver.
Well, yeah. I'm just curious. Ooh, Luke McCaffrey. I love me some. I like him, but I like. Let's just go back to all. Yeah, he's a smaller guy, but he's going to be. I think Luke McCaffrey is going to be the. No, I don't know. I like him. I don't love him. So let's
this,
just
of
go
course,
to,
would be
a
5th round draft pick. So Joe Milton would be. I would definitely be okay with picking up that quarterback.
Let's look at corner. Keep sliding down.
Let's go corner.
Let's see, who do we got here?
There it is.
Yeah.
Willie Roberts. I like Willie Roberts from Louisiana Tech.
Yeah, I think we wait on corner. This is on you, buddy.
I'm gonna go ahead and pick our quarterback. I mean, what would you guys do? Would you guys? Are you sitting
Joe
there?
Milton.
I would. I love his arm. He's got a hell of an arm. I think if you put him in there and you're mixing him up, and unfortunately, man, that means a guy like Cooper Rush might be out the door by this point, because there's your 3 quarterbacks really. And him being the third one that you're, emergency one that you're switching out here and there.
Yes.
So yeah, this definitely would be my Mike McCarthy, his little project here. Hopefully getting a better draft pick later if we're not using him ourselves. So they're pointing out the fact that we took sweat when Polk was sitting
9
right
o'clock,
there.
baby. Look at that. Look at that.
So again, they're grading us more in the sense of where you
Look at
got
that.
him
Look
in
at
their
that
value.
draft.
But I
Come on now.
love this.
You
I
tell
would
me we can't do a
love
better
this
job?
draft. I would love this draft, and that wasn't even getting in the 6th
Yeah.
and 7th round involved at all.
Yeah, we have 1 6 and 2 7.
So you got
again, I don't necessarily agree with their ratings, but you get the idea, people. If it ain't these names, there's other names that we like.
Yeah.
That's what we have to do. That's what we have to do. But 9 o'clock, I know Mark's starting his live, so let's wrap her up and let everybody slide over there.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody coming through. Of course, 1,000 subscribers. Thank you very much, everyone, for supporting the channel. We're right there. I feel like it's going to. It's definitely going to blow up. And I think the content that we get, a lot of the, let's be real, man. Between the group that we have and with the debating that we have, and sometimes they've changed our mind about some people as well. But it's nice, even with some of these free agents, where we were able to pick a lot of these guys. So I'm hoping that we go into this draft even more accurate, and a lot of these draft picks are what's that
Thanks,
what we end
Jojo.
up with. So everybody in the chat, I appreciate you coming through. I appreciate you guys supporting the channel. I appreciate you guys checking out Brian's channel as well. Somehow, if you haven't got to his already, definitely check it out. I got to get back in the habit. Please remind me, Brian, of trying to get your channel pinned to the top as well too. So
Nah,
kind of like you do.
Man. We good.
But guys, yes, one thing I appreciate everybody forgetting not to do is to not
Thanks,
forget
Jeff.
to do what?
Ring that bell.
Ring that bell, guys. You guys take care.
Who are you?
Like always, I'm your host, Primetime Phil.
What kind of a stupid name is that?
Oh, they let you pick any name you want when you get down there.
And what is your name, sir?
Well, I told you my name, man.
Sir, what's your name?
It's my co-host, Gametime Bryan.
Cool name. Superpowers?
I haven't relaxed. I'm ready for a wild show.
What would you say you do here?
I don't know what it is yet, but it could be a lot of things. So we'll see.
This doesn't make any sense.
Nah, nothing makes sense here, man.
You thinking what I'm thinking, Bart?
Yeah, let's f***ing rage!
Yeah, okay, cool. I don't need the PBS special.
What the fuck is this piece of
Can you say what the f*** did I do last night?